Hello, so this is a video about specifically about the computer vision side of Azure Foundry. So initially when the service started, it was independent as computer vision, but over the time, this has been made part of Azure AI Foundry, and that's what the plan looks like to move everything under the Azure as part of the Foundry. So, but we are not interested in that, but we are trying to look at what this service can do. And let's try. Okay, so let's start with a couple of options that we have here. Let's start with detecting common objects in an images. Let's start with C. So when we come here, we have to first select a source against which the uh, payment or against which will charge the subscription of the usage, and then we will just utilize, let's say, one of this image, and we can see that okay, it's this model is 52.5% sure that it's seen a couple of footwears, that person, laptop, etc. We take increase the threshold, and then the output narrows down. Let's talk at some other uh, let's look at this great smart crop. So this one is able to crop the input image and show only the things that's important. But before we do that, the sample that we should take for this one is this. So we have this one people. Let's look at this person. There is a lot of boundary area around this image. So if I select this as part of downloads, then I should be able to see that once the model is processed, it has removed all the outline areas, and we can also work with the aspect ratio of the same output. And if we can decrease that, you can see that it's narrowed it down. Let's crop more. Now this is regarding cropping automatically based upon emphasis on the object in that particular image, but that leads to detecting common objects in image. So every image can have multiple objects as part of it. Let's look at this one again. So this one has a couple of objects like footwear, person, laptop, seating, etc. So it's able to detect all these objects which are part of this image. And if I look at another one, it says that there are only two objects in this image, which is very true. And let's look at this one. This is a bit chaotic image. So it's saying there's a person, there's another person, and then there is a subway train. Basically the prominent one or the prominent objects in that particular image. And then let's look at the adding captions to image. Let's look at a couple of the sample ones. This looks interesting. So a statue of a woman holding a scale on top of a building. So look at it this way. You provide an image and the output is just one single caption, which kind of defines what that image is all about. And similarly, let's look at this one. There should be a man holding a surfboard on a rock. And this is the exact service that we are going to use in the sample application that we are going to create. Let's look at this delicious one, a sandwich cut in half. So the captions is just one caption per image, but then there is another one which is called add dense caption. Add dense caption for the same image. It's a different image, but it gives a couple of captions as per the confidence level that it has. So it has a high confidence that this is a train in a subway station. Then it has a little less confidence that the train is moving in a station. It's a blurry. If you look at the JSON, every output has a confidence attached to it. So this one has a 66% confidence, and the second one is 63.5% confidence. So that's why this has a higher confidence level on top of that. Similarly, we can look at this image. Let's see what's the output. A man driving a tractor in a farm, a man driving a tractor, and all those things. So basically, it gets all the objects, different objects from the image, and tries to determine the description of that image and gives us a caption. Then this is also interesting one to detect text from an image. Look at the sample credit card. It should be able to say that there's a credit card, there's a bank, numbers, CVV, and anything else which is texted. But this one is also equipped into reading handwritten notes. So it's specifically says that you must be the change you wish to see in the world, and everything has its beauty, but not everyone sees it. So it's also able to read human text, and this is an example of reading labels. So in this example, it's able to read the labels from this packet and just give it as a JSON. Now this is what the Vision Studio tells us, but what we are trying to do here is we are trying to use the captions one, and then using this caption feature, we have a scenario that in our downloads, I have downloaded a couple of files, yes, a couple of images. Now, when they were downloaded, they were all over the place, and they did not have any better name. But for that, let me clean the ones that I don't want to be part of this demo. Yeah. So when they were downloaded from internet or from WhatsApp or any other source, they did not have very intuitive names, but now using this service, we are going to get the caption out of each and every image and then assign that caption as the name of the file itself. And in order to do that, it's a Python and Streamlit application. Let me first run this, and then let me exit and use a new terminal. Right. So right now it's configured to use either of these two options of folder, downloads and documents. I'm going to do a downloads. As soon as I click on process, what it's going to do is for the process one, it will validate the folder structure that you have selected. So if it's selected and process, it will give you an option to select a valid folder. But if it is a valid folder, then it will read all the files, and for all the files it will call this analyze image. This analyze image will create an endpoint from the environment variables. I will show in the meantime where we can fetch this endpoint and Azure key. Then it will create an image analysis client using the endpoint and credentials. It will open the image, read it as a stream, and then it will send it to the client. This is an image analysis client, which is from the Azure AI Vision image analysis package. Basically, this one, it will send that image stream to this client.analyze and request the caption feature from the list of visual features. If you want more caption feature with more visual features, you can just comma separate and provide it as part of the list. And then once it has the caption, it will replace all the space with the underscore and then assign it or replace the file with this new file. Now to see from where we can get this environment variable, Azure Vision key and Azure Vision endpoint, you need to go to the portal again, and from this resource go to key and endpoints and then just regenerate, or sorry, not regenerate, get the key and get the endpoint. By the time I deploy this, I'll change the key, so there is no point copying it from here and try to utilize. You won't be able to. Now all I need to do is just let's process first, then we'll see what the image name was earlier and then what the image analysis has actually renamed it to. Let's wait for this to complete. Once it is complete, it will show us the folder name again, that this is the folder that you have selected. Yeah, so say selected folder, that means this is done processing it. Now let's look at the file. So a file was earlier named download.jpg, but now it's known as a group of superheroes flying in the sky. So if I look at a group of superheroes flying in the sky, and let me close this. So this file was earlier called download.jpeg, but now it is named a group of superheroes flying in the sky, which is a very fit description for this particular image. Then let's look at this 6 ppl, or maybe not this one. Let's look at this BW. It's named as an old stone building with a stone archway. So if you look at this, this is a very fitting description for this image. It is an old stone building with a stone archway. Then let's look at another one. A man holding a wand to a man's face. A man holding a wand to a man's face. This is a fit description of a man holding a wand to another man's face. And let's look at one more. Mm, a man sitting on a rock with his hands on his head. Man sitting on a rock with his hand. Yes. So this is literally a man sitting on a rock with the hands on his head. Now the rock is not visible, but they have somehow noticed that it's near a water body and there must be rocks on which to stick. So that's a smart description or smart way of analyzing this. Let's just look at one last one. A man and woman walking with a child. A man and a woman walking with a child. Yeah, that fits the description. There's a man, there's a woman, and it's walking with a child. So this is just one scenario in which you can utilize these Azure AI services to get the job done. Now this is a very basic scenario where I only had a couple of images in my download folder and that I wanted to process. But imagine bunch of thousands of images and you want to process each one of them and get a proper naming for that because you don't have the time to go into each and every file, open it up and provide a better name. Now, apart from names, you can also put tags to those images so that they can be used as part of further processing if there is a processing pipeline after that. Also, another scenario that I can think of is using other services like face recognition from a bunch of thousands of images. You can recognize images or you can recognize faces from these images and then categorize, copy, or duplicate, or basically folders, change the folder structure in a way that there is a folder for every person, or you can tag it with that person's name so that when they search, they get the better name. So this is just bunch of couple of real life applications that we can utilize this. The goal of this video was to just try some hands-on on this service. So I hope you like the video. Do let me know and I will check in the code and leave the link in the description.